Hello, this video is a continuation of the 2020 WAEC Literature-in-English past question and answers. This is going to be the last video for this particular series, and this is the concluding questions on Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare. We have had 4 videos on this particular series, and this is the 5th one. I'm going to leave the link to the playlist so that you can see the other videos if you have not seen them. The link to the playlist will be in this video's description. Let's go to the next extract. This extract is a dialogue between Speaker X and Speaker Y. Speaker X says, "Now, Dash must leave her utterly." Speaker Y replies, "Never, he will not. Age cannot wither her, nor custom still a infinite variety. Other women cloy the appetites they feed, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies, for vilest things becomes themselves in her. That holy priest, bless her when she is riggish." Before we begin to answer questions on this particular extract, we must understand how and when this particular extract is made, where the conversation is coming from. This particular extract is in Act 2, Scene 2 of the play. After the political issues between Antony and Caesar have been temporarily settled, Agrippa and mercenaries are curious about Antony's relationship with Cleopatra, and they ask Enobarbus about the extraordinary Egyptian queen, which is Cleopatra. Enobarbus proceeds to describe Cleopatra's arrival on the river Cydnus, her magnificent appearance, her seductive power, and the effect she has on Antony. Enobarbus explains how Cleopatra's beauty and personality captivated Antony. Agrippa also contributes to the discussion. He recalls Cleopatra's earlier relationship with Caesar. Enobarbus then describes having seen Cleopatra herself and praises her extraordinary beautiful qualities. At this point, Mercenas concludes that Antony must eventually abandon Cleopatra, maybe because Antony is now married to Octavia, who happens to be Caesar's sister. Apart from this, Antony has political obligations in Rome. That is why Mercenas says, "Now, Antony must leave her haughtily." That blank space in the first line is actually the omission of Antony. It is Antony that is there. Now, Antony must leave her haughtily. Leave who? He is referring to Cleopatra. Enobarbus strongly disagrees and replies, "Never, he will not." He then begins to give descriptions of Cleopatra. Age cannot wither her, nor custom still an infinite variety. The speech is important because Enobarbus recognizes that Antony's attraction to Cleopatra is far stronger than ordinary physical attraction. He believes that Cleopatra possesses such variety, charm, and sensual appeal that Antony will never become tired of her. This dialogue is essentially a gossip about Cleopatra's extraordinary attractiveness and their powerful hold over Antony. Let's see question 41. Speakers X and Y are A. Agrippa and Caesar, B. Antony and Lepidus, C. Mercenas and Enobarbus, D. Madian and Charmaine. The correct option is option C, Mercenas and Enobarbus. The speaker X is Mercenas. He is the one that says, "Now, Antony must leave her haughtily." Speaker Y is Enobarbus. He immediately replies, "Never, he will not." The conversation occurs after Enobarbus has described Cleopatra's extraordinary qualities, and Mercenas predicts that Antony will abandon her for his new Roman wife, Octavia. Enobarbus disagrees because he knows how deeply Antony is attracted to Cleopatra, so it is an exchange, it is a dialogue between Mercenas and Enobarbus. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Let's go to 42. The two in this extract, the two speakers are A. Antony's followers, B. Caesar's followers, C. Gossips, D. Rivals. This question is somehow tricky. This is why I said so. Mercenas and Enobarbus are not both Antony's followers, and they are not both Caesar's followers. Enobarbus is one of Antony's trusted followers and military commander, while Mercenas is like a friend to Caesar. Therefore, option A, Antony's followers, it is wrong. It is only one of them that is a follower to Antony. Option B, Caesar's followers, that is also wrong because it is only one of them that is a friend to Caesar, and that is Mercenaries. Therefore, neither option A nor option B accurately describes the two speakers. You see, they are discussing Cleopatra, her beauty, her sensuality, and her relationship with Antony. In this particular exchange, they are essentially engaging in gossip or informal discussion about Cleopatra's private life and beauty. For this reason, I will go for option C, which is gossips. Gossips are people who discuss other people's private and personal business. Option C, gossip. Do you think option A or option B is the correct option and you have convincing and strong points to justify your answer? Please kindly drop your opinion in the comments. I'll be glad to read and learn from you. 43. The subject of discussion is A. Alexas, B. Cleopatra, C. Diomedes, D. Octavia. The entire conversation revolves around Cleopatra's beauty, personality, sensuality, and her powerful effect on Antony. Therefore, option B, Cleopatra, is the subject of discussion. 44. The dominant images in the above extract are A. Sight and taste, B. Smell and touch, C. Taste and smell, D. Touch and sight. In the dialogue, we have the image of sight and taste. Let's see some evidences. Begin with the image of sight. Cleopatra's extraordinary attractiveness, extraordinary beauty is presented through the idea of an infinite variety. The word variety suggests the constantly changing and fascinating qualities that make her visually and personally captivating. Also, these expressions are evident of the image of sight. Look at this. Age cannot wither her. To wither something like a dry leaf, that brings a kind of image of sight. Where most she satisfies, for vilest things becomes themselves in her. These two expressions appeal to sight, to the image of sight. Also, we can see some evidences that appeals to the image of taste. Look at this. Other women cloy the appetite they feed, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies. All of these, appetite, hungry, cloy, they are words that suggest taste. Hence, our correct option is option A, sight and taste. The dominant images in the above are sight and taste. To the next question, it says, the image portrays the subject as exceedingly dash. The images portray the subject as exceedingly A. Beautiful, B. Faithful, C. Notorious, D. Treacherous. The sensory imagery presents Cleopatra as extraordinarily attractive and fascinating. Enobabo says that age cannot wither her, meaning that even old age will not destroy her beauty. He also says, no custom, stale or infinite variety. This means that familiarity will not make Cleopatra boring or unattractive. Unlike ordinary women, she possesses a seemingly inexhaustible variety of qualities that continually attract Antony to her. So, the imagery describes the subject, describes Cleopatra as beautiful. That is option A. Let's go to the fourth extract in this exam. Read the extract and answer questions 46 to 50. He calls me boy and chides as he had power to beat me out of Egypt. My messenger he had whipped with rods. Dare me to personal combat. Caesar to Antony, let the old ruffian know I have many other ways to die. Meantime, laugh at his challenge. This particular extract occurs in Act 4, Scene 1, in Caesar's camp near Alexandria. The scene comes after the deterioration of the relationship between Antony and Caesar. Antony has become increasingly hostile towards Caesar and has challenged him to personal combat. Caesar enters with Agrippa and Mercenas reading a letter from Antony. The letter contains insulting and provocative words. Antony in the letter has called Caesar boy, implying that Caesar is inexperienced, small, and inferior to him. Antony has also had Caesar's messenger whipped and has challenged Caesar to fight him personally. Caesar reacts to this insult with a mixture of amusement, confidence, and contempt. He says, "He calls me boy," and recounts how Antony has treated his messenger. Caesar then says, "Let the old ruffian know, I have many other ways to die." Meantime, laugh at his challenge. Rather than being frightened by Antony's challenge, Caesar considers it almost ridiculous. He refuses to allow Antony to dictate the term of conflict. Mercenas then advises Caesar to take advantage of Antony's anger. Anger is a sign that Antony is losing control. Caesar subsequently orders preparation for the final battle and notes that some of Antony's former supporters have already defected to him. He confidently anticipates Antony's defeat. Let's go to question 46, questions on this particular extract. Question 46 says, the speaker is A. Antony, B. Caesar, C. Nobabus, D. Lepidus. From the explanation of this particular extract, we know that the speaker here is Caesar, and that is option B. Number 47, boy in "he calls me boy" suggests boy. In that particular expression, "he calls me boy" suggests A. Expertise, B. Inexperience, C. Insensitivity, D. Servitude. Antony's use of the word boy in the letter is deliberately insulting. The word boy has the same meaning as a child, a weakling, or even a kid. By extension, these words have one meaning: an inexperienced person. That is option B, inexperienced. Caesar is younger than Antony. By calling him boy, Antony attempts to portray Caesar as young, inexperienced, and inferior to him in maturity and military experience. Thus, the word is not being used simply as a description of Caesar's age. It is a belittling term. So, the word boy in "he calls me boy" suggests inexperience, option B. Number 48. The speaker's mood is one of A. Anger, B. Assurance, C. Despondence, D. Hate. Caesar is confident and self-assured rather than frightened by Antony's challenge. The clearest evidence is when he says, "I have many other ways to die." Meantime, laugh at his challenge. So the correct option is assurance. The speaker's mood is one of assurance. Caesar treats Antony's challenge almost humorously. Caesar is not even angry that he is challenged by Antony. He does not believe that Antony's invitation to personal combat is something he needs to fear. He is so sure of victory over Antony. His mood is one of assurance, option B. Question 49. The speaker is reacting to A. An assault, B. A defection, C. An invitation, D. A letter. We already said when we were explaining this extract that Caesar received a letter from Antony. The letter contains insulting and provocative words. So the speaker is reacting to a letter. That is option D. Let's go to the last question in this particular exam, and that is question 50. The expression "let the old ruffian know" is A. Ironic, B. Hyperbolic, C. Metaphorical, D. Sarcastic. The word ruffian means a rough, violent, disorderly, and a dishonorable person. Caesar deliberately uses it as an insulting word to describe Antony. So with this, I'm going to go for option D, sarcastic. However, we have not really justified it. The expression "let the old ruffian know" is sarcastic because it gives subtle respect for Antony and at the same time insults him. Caesar acknowledges that Antony is older. That is why he uses the word old. But the word ruffian that follows it shows great disrespect. Somehow, he respects Antony and disrespects him within the same expression. And that is why it is somehow sarcastic in nature. So here, the expression, let the old ruffian know, is sarcastic. Option D. We have come to the end of this exam and the end of this particular series, WAEC 2026 Literature in English Past Questions and Answers. I believe it has been engaging and also, helpful. Thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop your comment until I come your way another time. Have a nice one. Ciao.